You want me to open the doors to every meta in this city?
Wipe them off the face of the planet. These people need protection.
Here first. This is our last chance.
We have to find Cicada, or we lose everyone.
The Flash, all new this Tuesday at 8, 7 Central on the CW.
What is up, species? Welcome to a brand new trailer breakdown for The Flash, Season 5, Episode 21, The Girl with the Red Lightning. Now, quite a few people, a lot of fans have been speculating for quite a while, who is the girl with the red lightning? Is it Griselda or is it Nora? And I'm actually still, I thought my mind was settled about that, but I'm still unsure now, just because we can't forget that Nora has, used the negative speed force now, and she had red lightning amongst her purple lightning. But with what we see in this trailer, I'm wondering if there's going to be any residual kind of side effects from that, which forces Barry to maybe get help from Thorn. But we'll talk about that a little bit later, as of when a part in this trailer happens. It's just like a fan theory. Other than that, this trailer doesn't show an awful lot, apart from Team Flash are really trying to stop Griselda from releasing that, weapon that's going to eliminate all metahumans from the face of the earth, or maybe just Central City. But let's first read out the synopsis, guys, to get a little bit more insight into the episode, and then we'll go kind of scene by scene from what we see in the trailer. But first of all, guys, subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date with more Flash videos just like this, and of course go ahead and like this video because I need likes to carry on living. Seriously. Cicada 2 makes a move. Team Flash is on high alert after Cicada 2 threatens to unleash a dangerous virus that would put all metahumans at risk. And that is basically it. That's a very short synopsis. And I believe they even released the synopsis for the finale episode, I believe, titled Legacy. And I think that literally all that says is that Barry Allen faces off against his arch nemesis, the Reverse Flash. So we know he's getting out. That's like an official promotion from the CW now. And I hope that, that launches into the new season with the Reverse Flash, even though who knows if we have Red Death next season, who knows what's going to happen there. From the events of last episode, guys, we know that, and the episode before that, that Griselda took that atomizer or whatever it is. Somehow in the last episode, she's going to combine those metahuman cure prototypes, which as a result of them being prototypes, they will actually, if administered to a metahuman, kill them. So I guess, with this latest synopsis, she somehow combines this atomizer to spread it into a virus kind of form throughout the city. But what I also find interesting as well, guys, is that obviously this trailer shows Orlin. Griselda, I think we could all kind of understand that she's a bit, unhinged. And she's hallucinating all in there. She killed her uncle. I wonder if this is a new thing after she killed her uncle, if she's always seen Orlin. Either way, it's like a narration in her head to keep her fuel of hatred going for metahumans. But at the very beginning of the trailer, guys, I believe that's Captain Singh saying, you want me to open the doors to every metahuman in the city. And that's where we see a bunch of people come into the CCPD, with Joe standing there, with Cecile standing there. I think Joe's got maybe a clipboard, potentially to write their names down, to sign up to maybe safety. Some of the people, or at least one guy here, choking one of the officers, and I guess they just want to get in to the offices of the SCPD. I don't know where they're aiming to go. Are they aiming to go to Captain Singh's office? You would have to assume that these are all metahumans, just judging by what this is all about now. I wouldn't be surprised, even though we don't see it in the trailer, if one of them starts using their powers to forcefully get to where they want to go. But I think the general idea here is, guys, that even though metahumans, some use their powers for crime, you can't put that viewpoint on every single metahuman, so they do deserve to be protected, and it's going to be up to Captain Singh and the CCPD if they want to go ahead and do that. But other scenes in the trailer show Barry and Ralph at Star Labs. I'm guessing the whole team is there, going over what exactly was stolen, probably going over a simulation maybe that Cisco has whipped up of what Grace could potentially do with this crypto atomizer. I could barely read what it says on the screen there, and I'm sure this is where we're going to get the explanation of, as I just said, this is what she's going to do, this is probably how it's going to go down. We need to find where she's probably going to do it and release the virus, and how we're going to stop her. So judging by how weak last episode was, I'm really hoping that this is going to be a cool episode, and they're not just just leaving it to the finale to make stuff good. But maybe it really is just a circumstance of how weak this season's villain has been. Because we can't forget, guys, this quite literally is the penultimate episode of this season. No 23 episodes, just 22. This is episode 21. So, just judging by what I'm seeing from the trailer here, I'm not mega excited. I'm not... I'm maybe that's a good thing, because sometimes when you go into it with high expectations, you kind of underwhelmed sometimes. But what I'm seeing here is Crusader like busting in somewhere. This could be it looks like Jitters maybe, but it could be somewhere else. Either way, we just see Crusader in action. We see Killer Frost in action. We see Ralph in action as well, and it seems that they're getting beaten up by Crusader. As Barry says over these very clips in the trailer, we have to find Cicada, or otherwise we'll lose everyone. And as he says that final line, we see that Barry is holding Nora in his arms here, and she's got a bleeding nose. Now, I do want to point out that this does seem like it's Star Labs, so I don't think whatever's happened to Nora here, where her nose is bleeding, is a result of Crusader necessarily. I don't really know for sure, but this is where my theory comes in, just because, we've got the Reverse Flash coming in, and I'll quickly read out the synopsis for the finale. It quite literally says the following. Barry faces off with Reverse Flash. Barry faces off with his oldest and most formidable nemesis, the Reverse Flash. Now, people are now speculating, and, we can't forget that this is the penultimate episode, that how is the Reverse Flash going to get out? He's going to have to be let out. There's no way, with his arms like this, locked in, no metahuman powers, no speedster powers, he's being tortured. There's no way he's getting out of there without help. How much of a twist would it be if the guy who has been, hating this guy, hating that his daughter's been involved with this guy, who's been absolutely mentally destroyed by this guy in the past, lets him out? And what if he has to do that because it's, whatever's happening to Nora is a result of the negative speed force? Now, hear me out. This is the grand theory, and I don't know if this is just mine. I'm expanding upon it. I'm not taking full credit for it, but I'm kind of talking as I go along here, but I've got a good idea of how it may go. So Thorne does care about Nora. He has got sentimental, just like he did over Barry after 15 years of looking out for him and then eventually turning him into a speedster, blah, 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 blah. But, let's get on to the present day stuff. He cares about Nora, but he also needs a way of getting out of there. So he gave Nora what she wanted, the negative speed force, but we've all been wondering if he's been manipulating her this whole time as well. Now, hear me out here. He gave her what she wanted to travel back in time. He did warn her about it being a little bit negative, but as a result, he knew that if she tapped into that, little did we know at the time, that there would be consequences, that maybe she can't be a part of both speed forces, or maybe once she's gone to the negative speed force, going back from it to the normal speed force, has some problems, like, her passing out, bleeding nose, and maybe some even worse problems. Either way, they won't know what to do. Maybe Barry won't know what to do. So alongside all of this Crusader stuff in the episode and trying to stop her from killing every metahuman in the city and potentially the world, I don't know accurately there, Barry has no other choice but maybe puts it down to negative tachyons. Maybe Cisco contributes to that, and they run some tests and they're like, Barry, I don't know what's going on, but all I know is it's got something to do with the negative tachyons and there's nothing we can do about it. As a result, guys, Barry goes to the future, lets Thorne escape maybe, so he can help her. Or maybe he's just like, help me, and Thorne's like, well, I'm not going to help you unless you let me out. And maybe that's how... Maybe that's how Thorne gets out. That's just like spurring from the top of my head there. Don't know if that's going to be the way it goes down, but what we do know is that, Reverse Flash does get out. But, I wanted to add that little theory into this video because, these trailers, as I keep saying recently, nothing much more to say about them than, what we, because it's only like... 14 seconds of footage, roughly, not including the outro. So, with what we see with Nora collapsing here, seemingly in Star Labs, nosebleed, just makes me think it might be power related. And, of course, penultimate episode, Reverse Flash is facing off with Barry not next episode, but the week after this episode. We have to think that's because Barry let him out. Because Nora needed help. I don't know. I could be wrong. But if I am wrong, guys, how else do you think that this theory could be different? Have you got anything to add to this? Do you know what's going on with Nora? Do you have a good idea? How do you think they're going to fix it? Do you think what I said could be one of the ways they could go about fixing it? Other than that, of course, let me know your thoughts on next week's episode trailer. It looks alright, but for the penultimate episode of season 5, the second to last episode, I'm not like, Oh my god, this looks epic. You know, what we've got right now, as I said earlier in the video, is just maybe the consequence of, you know, this might be cool to some people, but for the majority of the fan base, Crusader/Cicada wasn't a great villain. And the fact that even though she's got like this big diabolical plan to kill metahumans in the city, and we're seeing her like be a badass in this trailer, an evil badass, it's like, do you really care about it? I don't really. I just want the Thorn stuff, to be honest. And I'm not one of those guys either who says, oh, there has to be a speedster every season. It's just that, unfortunately, they kind of missed with this year's villain. I did enjoy him at the beginning, but now, yeah. Either way, though, guys, I'm going to remind you one more time to leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. If you want to go beyond the comment section, join my Discord server. Link to the server invite is down in the description as well. Talk about the Flash with me directly and a whole bunch of other things. Of course, check out my Twitter, check out my Facebook, check out my Instagram, check out my Patreon, and check out some other various things in the description as well. But aside from that, species, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.